I mean, we do have the choice of getting away from Jimmy or not. So if so that's
That's a
good
good
for
thing.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like a Jared Goff situation where you hand this dude a horrendous contract where your only option is, offer someone a first round pick to take it off your hands. That's what the Rams had to do. Their option was trade, give someone a first round pick just to take off, or give up 2 first round picks for someone to take off and get someone back in the trade. So that's what they made it seem like they really, really want Stafford, but a lot of that was just here's a first to take Goff and here's a first for Stafford.
Yeah,
That's
and
embarrassing.
that segues into what I was gonna say. That gave me the idea. We're good is that a lot of teams are screwed in our division. It's like you're saying, like the Rams are still paying for
Goff, he's their highest paid player on their
Goff,
cap
yeah,
this year. It's ridiculous.
and they're gonna be paying for him next year,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. No question.
And then yeah, and then you have Seattle's situation. I mean,
Yeah, it's not good.
$33 million for their starting QB, right?
Yeah. So that's why I'm most enthusiastic about the Niners and Cardinals in this division. And I've seen Kyler Murray play a lot. Like he's very good at what he does. He's hard to sack. He's hard to run down. He's got a really strong arm. He's fast. I mean, Trey Lance can do a lot of that stuff. If you watch Kyler Murray on film, he misses like doesn't see open receivers all the time. But yet he's still a good player. He's still a total playmaker that you would want on a rookie deal quarterbacking your team. So if Kyler Murray can make it work at 5'7" or whatever, I think Trey Lance can make it work at 6'4", playing a similar style of football.
Is he really that short?
He's like 5'9"
Yeah,
or something. I
he
don't
is.
know.
He's. I'd say the big difference between Murray and Lance when it comes to athletics is Murray is just a little bit faster, a little quicker, but Lance is still really fast and athletic. Plus,
We,
I think.
He's like a
5 inches
mosquito.
and 7 inches taller. Am I
Well, that
counting that
too, yeah.
right?
I should have remembered
we
that.
got a question from Raymond Martinez Jr. It's interesting. He says, do you think the main holdup on Trey Lance getting the starting nod is that this team still has to see him play? Remember Ward's comments about needing to see a quarterback play. That did stick out to me. When I interviewed Ward, remember his whole thing about Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford. He's like,
Yeah.
yo, like you just ran out Goff. He took you to a Super Bowl. Stafford's never done anything. In the back of my mind, I was thinking, man, that really does apply to Jimmy and Trey. Like Trey is the Stafford figure, super gifted, super talented. When you see him throw a ball, I mean, it all looks good, but what does he accomplish in the NFL? Nothing. Jimmy, say what you want, like Goff has this track record of winning, and I think there are people. There's going to be a section of this locker room, like with Jimmy Ward in it, where they're going to need to like be. They're going to be skeptical of Trey Lance just because they were on the team when the team sucked. They saw the transformation that happened when Jimmy Garoppolo started starting. They're going to be partial to him.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah, that was my
Brad,
super
if
chat
Trey Lance,
question.
right, will light the fire and the Jimmy, and Jimmy will want to come out and play. I think.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna want to because of his trade value at the end of whatever happens if he's a starter at the start of the season, right? He's gonna have to play.
Yeah, that's right. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Controversy. Let's go.
Absolutely. Can't wait for that.
That Stafford question was my super chat question, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Lotion on?
Yeah, you're supposed to say lambs, not rams.
We'll leave in
I'm just kidding.
What's up, Coach Jay?
45.
What's up, man?
How you
They
doing?
also another thing in regards to Garoppolo, it's because they played with him. Like, and I know there's some coaching guys. There's an emotional connection with him as he's a teammate. So, in order to break that emotional connection, they have to see that Trey Lance is better. His teammates will go with Trey. Will feel that Trey Lance should get the job if they actually see it. But they got to see it first, and a couple mini camps isn't enough.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. So, did you just say before when you were talking about the Jets offense? Did you just say that the Jimmy Garoppolo is not Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, I did. I know, contrary to popular belief. But I think they're hoping that Zach Wilson is going to be like Aaron Rodgers and they can do all the same stuff that LaFleur, the senior LaFleur, does with Green
I mean,
Bay.
That would make sense.
Didn't Jimmy G compare himself to Aaron Rodgers once? I think
Doesn't
that was
every
in
quarterback
2019.
compare themselves to Aaron Rodgers coming out of college?
I mean,
Didn't Josh Rosen compare himself to Aaron Rodgers coming out of college?
No, Aaron Rodgers trained with Josh Rosen going into the draft. Then I think he might have. I don't
That
know.
really helped.
I just remember seeing that video.
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
Mhm.
No, I just remember seeing that video because they both came from the California area, and they're like, "Oh, let's put Aaron Rodgers with him." And I remember like there was one part I think where Josh Rosen got a little too snippy with his comments, and Aaron Rodgers kind of just put him in his place there. I don't remember what he
Snippy?
said. I just remember
Snooty? Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Snooty,
he's just
snippy.
like, well, he was the quarterback that said there were 10 mistakes drafted ahead of me, and outside of Mike McGlinchey, maybe. I don't think anyone's really been a big mistake.
Do you think
coming
Mike
out of that
McGlinchey's
draft.
like approached Rosen in the locker room like, I remember what you said about me, punk?
I mean, by default, McGlinchey's has had by default a better career, but he's like out of the 9 guys taken ahead of Rosen, he's probably the one on the thinnest ice.
Hold on, I got more stuff that the Niners have going for them. Hell of a backup
Oh.
tight
probably
end.
approached. He probably approached. He approached him and said, "Still here."
Still here. Still here. I would say so. How about that?
Really?
Yeah, I think the Niners. How about a hell of a backup tight end? How about that?
Best tight game.
Best
Yeah.
backup tight end in the game.
Yep.
You know,
Hmm.
they got the ability to do some really cool 2 tight end, 2 running back sets with only 1 wide receiver on the field. You could have Debo. You could have Debo and Juszczyk in the backfield with Ayuk out wide and Dwelly and Kittle on the field. You could do all kind of stuff like that. I want to see how much they use Debo as a straight up running back because they do that sometimes, and he's good at it.
I'm excited with the new defensive coordinator because I know we're going to miss Saleh at some point, but I'm also excited when DeMarco Ryan said we're going to play more aggressive and do those things because I swear I don't know how many games where I pulled out my hair where we couldn't make a third down, we couldn't stop Seattle or Arizona
Yep, that's
from
true.
just doing these small plays that
They
just
couldn't
keep
contain-
on slashing us.
Robert Saleh seemed like his biggest Achilles heel in 4 years. The thing he never really
Mobile
solved
quarterbacks.
was containing the scramble. He did a good job against like Lamar Jackson and the zone read. Like if he had a whole week to tell his team, look, they're gonna run the zone read. Here's how we're gonna stop it. Would do a good job. But it's like a quarterback like Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes who can beat you from the pocket, but really is even more dangerous outside the pocket. He could never keep those guys in there. Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Josh Allen never could do it. And I think this bringing in Samson Ebukam is a indicator that the Niners are making that a priority because Ebukam is much better at containing a quarterback than sacking a quarterback. And I think in 2021, it's more important to contain a quarterback than to sack a quarterback like 3 out of 4 times, unless you're going against Tom Brady.
He's gonna be a spy then.
He's not going to be a spy. He's just going to be the kind of pass rusher that doesn't rush in wildly, maintains his gap integrity, probably uses a bull rush. So he has 2 gap. He can get you on either gap. He's going to basically push the pocket, force you to if you try to run out his side, he's going to run you down. He's going to be better at running you down than getting you in the pocket. As opposed to D
and I
Ford,
think
who
he's
just kind of
fast.
just runs in there quick.
And I think he's fast
And
enough to
Hyder.
adjust, right? He's fast
Yeah.
enough to adjust to what the plays.
Absolutely.
What's
He's
happening right there
so
at the moment.
fast. He moves like he runs a faster 40 than Fred Warner. He runs a faster 40 than Drake. Warner. He's super. He runs a 4.5 flat at 250 pounds. This guy's a freak.
He's all his combine or his. I don't know if he didn't go to combine, but he pro day. His pro day stats are like in the
Unreal.
90th percentile for the edge.
Yes.
So they're up there.
If he
The
had
other
gone to
thing I wanted-
USC, he'd been a first round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to
True.
say about that is like that in college defenses have started to evolve and usually they're ahead of these things where it's what you're doing, and I think I went over it on one of your shows, Grant, is that you're rushing 4, but you're taking one of those rushers and you're making him a spy, but he's a late ad.
Yes.
And so you're letting the quarterback think that he has a lane, and then it's an aggressive hug. So it's not a blitz, it's a spy, but it's not a conservative spy. So you're gonna let the quarterback pick his lane, and then you're gonna go get him. Or if he doesn't pick a lane, he's sitting there as
That seems like a good strategy against Kyler Murray because he's trying to bolt.
Yeah.
Let him think like he sees a lane and then get him.
Yeah, and I think you let your edge guys or whoever, you let your initial rushers kind of collapse the pot.
Yes.
Collapse the pot, get them to rush, and then you go and attack. And I think Saleh did a better job towards the end of last year. I think the problem he had is when he faced like an elite level quarterback like a Josh Allen, like last year, he just didn't have the horses to actually get there. I thought that's when not having like real edge guys.
Right. Because Eric Armstead, when he was like trying to justify his contract by creating pressure, but I thought that was a good example of pressure having a negative impact on the integrity of a defense.
Didn't Josh Allen destroy us in the slot?
He destroyed a lot outside the pocket, rolling right. Same with Andy Dalton.
K-Wan was out.
Same with Andy Dalton.
Yeah. Armstead's not athletic enough to handle
No.
Outside a lot of
To chase someone down to the sideline, no.
Yeah,
I'm excited that Armstead's gonna go back to his natural position.
Yep, has to. I really like the Ebukam signing. I think it was smart. Good. I'm sure the Rams would have liked to keep him. They couldn't afford to pay him what the Niners are paying him.
Right.
And they used him as a rotational piece.
Right.
And I think we're going to use him
right.
Like you said.
Because they wanted to get more pressure. I think it's always been about pressure. It's always been about moving a quarterback off his spot. But I think in 2021, with all these mobile quarterbacks who aren't even that great from the pocket, I don't know if it's about moving him off the spot. I think it's more about make him execute. If I were a defensive coordinator, I would want Trey Lance to execute from the pocket before I would tell people to just go for broke.
Right. Well, the other thing is statistically, you want to look at a lot of those guys will tell statistically, and that's why coordinators, when they get a year of a guy and they get film on him, what they like will tell you. Like Kyler Murray, I don't know if you go through, he might be more accurate rolling to his right than to his left. Right. Like, so what you do is you funnel him.
Yeah.
Right.
And Saleh did that last year. I think with his adjustment, because he was getting killed by Buffalo, was to finally bring pressure off of the defensive left side. Yeah. Corner pressure, and, slot pressure.
The other thing with Murray, it's like if you watch him, they drop him back like 25 yards. So
that's the thing, because he can't see unless he's that far back, and he has the arm strength to pull it off. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So he's limited in that role. Where I mean,
hard to protect a dude who's that far back. There's no pocket.
Right.
Yep. Right. And so he just basically relies on making everyone miss, and he's good at it. Has Nick Bosa ever sacked him?
Yes.
He has. Okay. He might have once.
Yes. Okay.
That's a tough one for Bosa.
Yeah, and then the other part, defense. When you talk about defense, is just nowadays like your offense has to do.
Oh, maybe not.
If your offense isn't scoring, like you're not putting pressure on pressure.
Yeah.
You're not gonna win 0-0. You're not gonna win a game on the shutout anymore. Like it just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. It's difficult on my level, and as you get up on the college levels, like you see games now in football where it's like basketball scores. It's legitimate.
Yeah, that's crazy. Remember the Rams KC game like a couple years ago? It was just like they broke a record.
And it starts, and normally it's in college and in high school, and then it evolves, but it's been going on for a decade or plus in college and high school, and now it's filtering to the NFL, and like you're just not going to win games like straight up on defense. Like your offense has to do their part.
Right. All the rules are set up for the offense. You can't touch the quarterbacks. There's a strike zone. I mean, there's all kind of reasons. You can't touch the wide receivers past 5 yards. Yeah. Yep. But that just sounds like a defensive coordinator making excuses to me, actually. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear that. What am I paying you for?
I'm grateful that our owner has the best Twitter game in New League.
Yeah. Hey, how about the fact that it's possible that Jed York is turning up the heat on Shanahan and Lynch for the first time, saying, guys, I need results right now. I like that. If that's the case, I like that. It's about time.
Yeah.
I got another thing that the Niners got going for them.
What?
They got another year of Grant Cohn covering them.
Quality control.
Oh,
Quality
Oleo,
control.
Oleo.
It could, maybe this time it'll help.
I
Because so far there's
surprised we got
there's
this
no
long
evidence of
election.
quality control being quality or helping. So I don't know.
Well, is that really your fault, Pat or Grant, or
Well,
is
we'll
it
have
the
to
fact
see.
that Kyle's just stubborn?
Well, I don't know. We'll
Correct.
see.
And Nick Bosa never sacked Curly Murray. He
See?
tackled him, but he got rid of the ball before.
Yeah, Kyler Murray is slippery. He's tough. He's quicker than
My bad.
every edge rusher in the league, pretty much.
I'm
Honestly,
grateful
though-
we got a top 5 safety.
But again, like Samson Ebukам's not gonna try to like sack him. He's gonna be waiting for him to leave, and he's gonna get him because he's just as,
Honest-
he may, he's not just as fast as Kyler Murray, but he's close.
I remember a highlight. I remember a highlight on the big game a couple years ago where the Chiefs took on the Rams, and it was like one of the highest scoring games, or like the highest scoring Monday night game. And one of the highlights that
remember that
sticks
one.
out to me, one of the highlights that sticks out to me is how they used Ebukam in that. And yeah, I think he even picked off or forced a fumble or something on Patrick Mahomes, who's actually he's not like as mobile as Kyler Murray, but he's a pretty mobile quarterback. So I think, as I think we talked about earlier, he'll really help with our inability to get any mobile quarterback